Grenadiers certainly aren't going to suffer a bit if they are not careful. Another Grenadier team also without any anti-tank weapons. Mortar team knocked out. I was apparently a bit too confident in my abilities. Oh, the abilities of the T-17, which has received a veterancy 1 now, increasing health. A single Grenadier moves out in the open and gets quickly taken out by the BAR fire. It looks like, yes, lost a Grenadier team and no medic bunker to replenish. Either not any attempt made at that. And we see the King Tiger 2 or Königstiger from the Schwerer Panzerabteilung 503, ready to support the Grenadiers of the 352nd. And I am, of course, completely unaware of this. Seizing the central victory point, at least trying to, with counter artillery from the Firestorm batteries. They're going off against me. Let's see how situation is. A lot of fuel here is in fact stuck with tier 2 and keeps on creating Grenadiers. No heavy support for them, which certainly is now going to not do them a lot of good, although that King Tiger will do a lot to mitigate that. But at the same time, my now veteran riflemen will certainly be tearing through those veterancy 2 Grenadier teams, and the mortar will also do its bit. Veterancy 2 flamethrower team, in fact. This is certainly going to be quite dangerous, but the King Tiger forces them away. We see a sticky bomb going to be thrown, and that King Tiger damages its engine, and at least buy me some time to set up some defenses while it's being repaired, since a King Tiger with a damaged engine is incredibly slow. T-17 finally being repaired. Anti-tank gun setting up for a ambush, trying to hit it from all sides possible, preferably the rear armor. And we see Rangers and a single engineer team with bazooka sneaking out, knowing this is going to be quite the fight with a King Tiger on the prowl now. Further Grenadiers storming into the center. In fact, 5 Grenadier teams going to be massed there. Looks like my opponent is going for the decisive blow, he suspects. But mortar fire is certainly going to rain in right on his position. Riflemen moving in as well with BARs blazing. Grenadiers clumped up and suffering heavy losses to mortar fire. And of course the BARs. Another Grenadier team deeply wounded. Looks like another Grenadier team in fact got, yes indeed, knocked out by the T-17 now, which gains veterancy 2, and the other riflemen seeking cover behind the wreckage. And as we can see, this cemetery has been quite desecrated. But thankfully I am not a priest, so I'm not going to care. T-17 trying to protect the anti-tank gun, which is being charged by the Grenadiers. Not really paying any heed to all the troops around them. Engineers seeking cover with a bazooka in this building. Another Grenadier team having sought cover here, and another moving in on that T-17, doing a lot of damage. Really should consider pulling out, and it does not, trying to take out those Grenadiers, forcing them to retreat. And we see a Firestorm barrage going in. Well, howitzer barrage is going in there, trying to knock out the King Tiger, at least do a lot of damage. Mortar team knocked out, and we see another medic station up with recovering a wounded engineer, which is going to give me a rifleman squad. Finally turning back to me again. We see that things have grown a bit desperate, but at the same time managed to do a lot of damage to the 352nd Grenadiers, causing them a lot of heavy casualties, leaving them only with, I do believe, yes indeed, 3 Grenadier teams. A high rate of attrition, in particular with all the reinforcement he has had to done, which is certainly rather the risk of doing such a Grenadier heavy strategy and not providing any further heavy support for them, at least not heavier than half tracks and a single mortar once in a while, which gets knocked out. But not on, though all in all a good choice, but still I think he should have gone for something a bit heavier than that. T-17 dashing in and stunning the King Tiger, giving my riflemen time to knock out those Grenadiers while the T-17 is once more pulling out. Grenadiers seeking cover in the church, heavily damaged. This is in fact probably going to end very badly for those Grenadiers. Grenade going off, not doing anything. T-17 banging away at the walls of the church, causing it to collapse, losing another Grenadier team to Hauptmann BS's troops. Riflemen trying to deal some damage to Pioneers, repairing the King Tiger since he apparently decided to send it in with a damaged engine, and we see a little Grenadier team trying to deal with my Riflemen. All this while, Engineers are once more seizing this victory point, since again he's just decided to wager it all right here in the center and has suffered quite heavily for it, while a small Grenadier team is going right for this northern victory point. Apparently also I'm not decided to stop harassing instead of holding what he has. Perhaps a bit unfortunate case of bad priorities. Certainly a tough fight that's gone on for quite a while now, 43 minutes and counting. Rangers trying to hold, Grenadiers trying to hold the line against the Veterans Free Rifleman squad with 35 dead Germans to the name, while the rest are recuperating in the center at the headquarters, and more are moving out to take the fight to the Germans. This Grenadier team is certainly going to be caught in a nasty situation with nothing to support them. King Tiger in the holding pattern, while some Grenadiers laying down sandbags. Finally, after all this time, he decides to put down sandbags. Perhaps a bit too late, too little, too late in fact. And we see the Engineers are now going to be met with another Grenadier team. This one having been forced back, meaning I can take this point once more. And let's see what happens here. Veterans 2 Flamethrower team against Veterans 2 Grenadier team. Who will win? 3 versus 4. And looks like those Grenadiers are quickly bursting into flames. In fact, quite horribly, running around screaming. And the last one barely getting out of there alive, leaving me this victory point. And the King Tiger is moving in to support, leaving the center open to me. Oh dear, oh dear. Certainly his weaknesses are showing now, with very little to actually hold any sort of defensible line or even his strong point here. He's forced to move his King Tiger in to try and hold this victory point, leaving this victory point completely open. Riflemen moving in, looks like I'm getting another off-map combat group, and Riflemen moving in from the south, going to do a bit of sneakiness. And we see an MG42 team setting up, trying to cover this central victory point, but Riflemen moving in from the south and going to deal with this quite quickly. King Tiger, engine damage once more, sticky bomb again doing the trick, and with a bit of a shovel I've now managed to secure this victory point at the cost of the southern one. A nice deal, for that allows me to much more easily defend this one, of course, as this one was not awfully defensible. And I'll be getting an off-map combat group any second now, I suspect, since I have the available manpower. King Tiger slowly rushing in, and let's see what I get. M18 Hellcat, mortar, Rangers and Riflemen, a nice combination, certainly going to do some good, I suspect. We see the damaged King Tiger moving in, the Riflemen moving a bit back, and the others probably going to try and seize this damaged anti-tank gun that looks like it's been discarded. And we see a German machine gun I've taken being set up in this building to provide some fire support on the central victory point. Going to be suppressing any German infantry, which is certainly going to leave the King Tiger even more exposed to my infantry and anti-tank assets. And we see the first tank shot heading into the center, and we see a firestorm being used exclusively on this building. Quite the west, I'd say, and now Howitzer shells are raining in, separating the Grenadiers even further, while now the King Tiger's rear is exposed to anti-tank fire of all kinds and types. Anti-tank gun, M18, and now in a few seconds bazooka fire as well. This is going to end very badly for this King Tiger. A lot of shots penetrating, and down to half health now. Further shots ringing off, penetrating, and looks like I might be actually able to get a second Rifleman's team out of that medic station. The King Tiger is taking a lot of damage, almost dead now, as bazookas, rockets and 50mm anti-tank gun shells keeps crashing into it, causing the Tiger to careen out of control, leaving me with the central victory point. me going well played to my opponent, who certainly did play well, but ultimately he was a bit too much of a stickler on Grenadiers and not using cover for them. So that was that. I hope you enjoyed this match and found it exciting. If you did, why not subscribe and tell your friends? A quick recap on lessons. What can one learn from this? Well, for starters, if your enemy has built up a strong point, you don't necessarily have to attack it, just go for somewhere else, like for example here or here, as I did or he did. In fact, which of course at the end allowed me to force his King Tiger out from here. Of course, as the defender, you want a solid defensible line. You want to have troops defending victory points. In particular, if you know your enemy has a fondness for going for the others, you want to leave something to actually hold it. So, and of course, don't run your men towards other men equipped with automatic weapons. It looks like he had a bit of a nasty habit with that. And he also had a bit of an unfortunate habit, as sometimes it seems like trying to play the Wehrmacht as the Americans didn't always pay off for him, although at the same time he did manage some nice harassment once in a while. But that was it. And this is ImperialDane saying, Rangers lead the way.